Hello, hello, my lovely friends, and it is time once again for a story. A Neckbeard story. From Reddit user Undercover Elf. Interesting name. This is... My Neckbeard ex destroyed our relationship over an elf fantasy. I'm sorry, what? I was toying with the idea of posting this using my main account, but I mainly use that for posting memes and stuff, and would rather not have it cluttered with stories from my failed relationship. So, here I am. Fair. Also, I'm kinda new to this. A friend told me that my ex was a neckbeard, and after watching some videos and reading some stories, I can confirm that they're right. They suggested that maybe posting here would help me sort some feelings out, so hopefully it works. I figured I'd share my story here, partly because I feel like it belongs here, and partly because I really need to vent. By the way, I'm going to be calling him Jay for the post. Obviously a fake name. Also, this is fairly recent breakup, so please forgive me if I rant a bit. I'll add a TLDR. You're perfectly fine to rant. This is my channel, and, well, I do it enough already, so... Jay and I had been friends for a while before we started dating. We met in school and just sort of got adopted into our friend group. We thought he was a nice person. He was a little socially awkward, but then again, I'm pretty sure we all are, so it wasn't anything new. Pretty sure he falls into the neckbeard attitude more than the actual look. Well, it is the fedora, not the fedora. He did have a sort of neck beard in school, but he grew it out quite to a nice style. His personal hygiene was fine, he didn't wear a fedora or a trench coat, but he was quite fond of anime shirts. It was the attitude that really said neckbeard, and unfortunately for me, he didn't make it obvious until we started dating. There's a couple of sexist comments, once when he was drunk, but he was made to apologize, and over time he seemed remorseful, so we forgave him. Same thing happened with some homophobic comments, but he came out as gay a few months after, so we sort of chalked it up to internalized homophobia. Anyway, I thought things were great while we were dating, until the incident that I broke up with him over. So, I was wrong. We moved in together fairly quickly. I had my own flat and was thinking of getting a roommate anyway, and Jay wanted to move away from home, so it just seemed like the most obvious solution. This is where the trouble started, and I didn't even notice it. Jay was not one for doing household chores. I was working part-time and doing a college course part-time, whilst Jay was working completely full-time. This meant that I did more chores as Jay was out working all day and watching anime when he got home to relax. I didn't mind doing this as working full-time is stressful enough without doing chores on top of that. I essentially turned into his full-time maid and was trying to juggle college and work on top of that. Also, Jay wasn't exactly one for cleaning up after himself, so if I didn't clean the flat, it would be in a state. He sometimes spent his days off gaming all day, eating and drinking at the computer until it was covered in crumbs and stuff. Not fun to clean. I won't lie and say I cooked our dinner every night or anything, though, because Jay would bring takeaways home a few nights every week, so I wasn't doing anything. He was quite possessive as well. He knew my phone password and would be right at my side when we were out with mutual friend, to the point where he would grab my hand and pull me into his lap if I wasn't paying enough attention to him. And being civil with ex-boyfriends was out of the question. That's fucking big-time red flag. Knowing somebody's phone why do you need to go through their phone? Even if you're married, why do you need to go through their phone? That's creepy. I've heard since ending things with him that a couple of exes who had remained friends with me had cut contact because Jay asked them to. This part is still a sensitive topic, and I don't really want to write it out again, so I'm just going to copy-paste from another post I made. There was an instance, I think, a year or something ago, which was kind of similar to the reason I decided to end things. I had a lot of parties before Jay and I decided to date, and I openly admit that it was because I wanted to be needed and wanted to be by someone else. It made me feel like I wasn't completely useless. Anyway, I had this past, but Jay hadn't been with anyone that way before me, so I made sure that he felt comfortable telling me what he did and did not like. One night, he suggested humiliation. I was a little reluctant, because I don't really like name-calling. So we write a list, he says things that weren't discussed or approved of, and I cried. Stupid, I know, but what he said hurt. He brought up my past and essentially slut-shamed me into bed, knowing how sensitive I am about the subject. Wow, what a fucking asshole. He told me that I ruined the mood and let me cry alone for a bit. Just when I thought he couldn't get any worse. He did cuddle up and apologize, but it was more like a sorry you're way too sensitive kind of apology, though he's a bit more poetic with it. copy and paste part over. This guy sounds like a fucking douche. So he wasn't exactly nice all the time. Don't get me wrong, there were times when he was really sweet and I loved spending time with him, but looking back on it now, there were a lot of instances where he was just cruel or jealous for no reason. So, fast forward a couple weeks before Christmas this year, the downfall of our relationship, like I have said, I tried to make Jay feel comfortable about what he wanted to try in the bedroom. Now, Jay loves all things D&D, Harry Potter, Star Wars, etc. I should also note that Jay is a massive Lord of the Rings fan. I think you folks know where this is going. He started wanting to braid my hair, which I thought was cute, and I let him. He let me paint his nails, so I'd be a bit of a hypocrite if I didn't let him braid my hair. He also started saying, "I love you" in Elvish. Okay. I just thought it was adorable and moved on, until he sat me down and told me he wanted to roleplay as Legolas and Gimli in the bedroom. Me, Legolas, Jay, Gimli. He even ordered the ears. I'm sorry. And what did your elf eyes see? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I just kind of laughed. It wasn't malicious, just nervous giggles, and I apologized immediately and tried to explain that it was nervous laughter. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't want to do this. It made me feel awkward and uncomfortable, and the thought of me with elf ears on gave me the giggles. I mean, I can understand that. Nothing wrong with Jay liking it, but it's totally not my thing. I told him we should maybe put it on hold. It was a good idea, but I wasn't really sure I wanted to try that right away. I kind of hoped he'd forget about it. He was so caught up in my nervous laughter, though, and the fact that I humiliated him, he ignored my existence. For weeks. Wow. I could not get him to speak to me. I made him dinner, and he brought takeaway home for himself. I had to sleep on the couch in my own apartment because he didn't want to be near me. Huh. His friends also started harassing me. One of them, Mike, is a full-on neckbeard. No hygiene or respect for women/LGBTQ folks. Jay is apparently the only F slur, I won't say that one, he likes because he knew Jay before he came out. I see. Mike was harassing me daily, threatening me, telling me how awful I was for making Jay feel like trash, and Jay did nothing to stop him. He thought it was funny. You know, I repeat my earlier statement. What a fucking douchebag. Christmas came, and Jay decided to leave and spend the holiday with his parents. I was left alone on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. I have never felt more alone. My dad is high risk, so I couldn't visit them. I managed to video chat with them for a little while, and my sister dropped by for a little while, but other than that, I was on my own. After a stern talking to from my friend Amy, I finally decided to leave. Jay had been ignoring me way longer than what would be considered normal. He was letting his friends harass me and had no issues leaving me alone on Christmas. I told Jay I was moving with my sister until he moved out. I'm actually staying with Amy, but myself and my sister know he'd never bring hassle to her door, as he's afraid of her husband. He has one more week to get his stuff together and get out. I think he's moving back in with his parents. His friends and family, and even Jay himself, have been trying to guilt-trip me into going back. They've been saying that me breaking up with him has destroyed his mental health. Oh, the poor little bitch. I almost fell for it, as I know what it's like to be in a bad place, but I'm hoping his friends and family will be there to support Jay. I cannot risk getting back with him. As well you shouldn't. I hope this fits in the sub. Sorry if it's too long, there's a TLDR low for you guys. So yeah, no, he's a fucking asshole, and you were totally right for breaking up with him. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I don't know if that makes me 100% correct or not, but I can tell you what I feel, and what I feel is this guy's a fucking tool. His weird fetish is one thing, but allowing other people to harass you and say all these horrible things and just be that much of a fucking douchebag? My god, the man might as well have Summer's Eve tattooed across his fucking forehead. This is totally not okay, and this whole idea that there are other people telling you should get back together with him because, you know, he feels really bad. Oh, he feels really bad? Does he? Oh, the poor little bitch. Did he not just leave his partner alone on Christmas because he was being petty because he didn't get his way when it came to a fetish? Yeah? Isn't that what happened? The poor little bitch. Tell you what, I'll go out right now, find him a nice little replica Gimli helmet, and he can cry all his fucking tears into it. Fuck off, you pedantic little man-child. No. OP, you deserve better than that. 1,000 times better than that. This motherfucker can go. And I hope you get your apartment back. And Lord knows I hope it's at least clean. Because guys like that tend not to clean up after themselves. Seriously, you may need to bring a fucking mop. But, much like I've said with anybody who's been in these situations, if you ever feel the need to discuss with us, anyone in my wonderful community, and you are a very wonderful community, if I might just flatter you all for a minute, you are more than welcome to join us, if you ever hear this, that is. The rest of you should know that if you're ever in a similar situation, or just any situation that makes you feel that level of uncomfortable, someone treating you that badly, you don't need that kind of toxic bullshit in your life. And if you're ever questioning whether or not this is the right decision to push away from these things, to get out and, I don't need to be around this person, but I'm not sure if I need to, this is your triggering moment for you to get out, for you to leave, because I'm a talking unicorn, and I'm saying that motherfucker is trash, okay? And you can do better than that. Fuck him. Honey, you're 1,000 times more magical. Get the fuck out while you can. Believe me, you're gonna thank yourself later. I love you all so very, very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do the, YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. There's so many things they tell us to do, but YouTube is also not a very good employer. And now my video has been demonetized because I called them bad. I don't know if it has, but it might be. Anyway, if it did... So, other than that, you can help support this channel by going to my Ko-Fi and my merch store. I would greatly appreciate it if you do, and if you can't, I understand that. Times is hard out here, kids. I feel that. Every Saturday there is a live stream. It's like this, only I answer all your questions and we get to yell at things together. There is a Discord server, as I mentioned, and I have my own subreddit, r/Moonhorse Stories. If you'd like to send me things for me to read, does not matter what it is. Weird stories about your exes, neckbeard tales, legbeard tales, bad fan fiction. I'm down for all of it, kids. I love a terrible trash fire. Probably because I am one. Either way, I love you all so very, very much. And seriously, be safe out there. There's some really shit people out there. Be very careful. Take care of yourselves. And know that your favorite space uncle loves you. It's true. That's why I say it at the end of every video. I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Goodbye.